Here are all the parts that come in the V4 sway bar kit. This is what you need to do one truck. And I'll just be showing you how to do the front sway bar, but the front and the rear are exactly the same, so it's pretty simple. So I'm gonna start by putting the links together first. And you just wanna make sure you get 2 pieces of aluminum that have the Primal logo's mirror image of each other. That's so that when you have them on the truck, they say Primal RC in the right orientation and it's not upside down. And so you have those two, and then we have this bar. The main thing you're gonna wanna make sure you remember is to put the collars on the bar first before putting the ends on. So I'll just put these collars on either end. Each sway bar needs 2 of them. And then the way these go together, it's really simple. The end of the wire goes into the part like this, and then you hold it here like that, and then you put this other piece that holds it on the other side in. And this essentially sandwiches the wire inside the part. And then you just need 3 screws that go on the outside to hold this together. And then I'm just gonna lightly tighten all of these. These don't have to go crazy tight. Okay. And then it's exactly the same on the other side. All right, so this sway bar is now ready to put on the truck. I have my 2 ends put on, and then I have those 2 collars in the middle. And I also just quickly forgot that those collars need the little set screws. So here's the sway bar ready to go on the truck. I have those ends put on, and then I also just put the set screws in the stop collars here. So this is ready to go on the truck, and we can remove the old one. So to remove the sway bars, I'm going to start by taking this end link off, and that's just a set screw right here. You loosen it, and then you can pull this off. Next, there's just 1 bolt on the bottom to take this whole link off. And then the last thing is going to be loosening these 2 screws so we can take the whole sway bar out. So we're going to want to keep this part for later. I'm just going to keep it together with the screws on my workbench. And then removing the sway bar is exactly the same on the other side. So there's the old sway bar taken out, and I kept this part as well. So now the new sway bar can go on, and I'm just gonna make sure that these collars are on the outside when I go to screw it down, and also that the Primal RC logos are in the correct orientation. Once again, I'm just gonna make sure that my collar is on the outside. So I have the new sway bar on now, it's held in place. And before I tighten these collars down, I wanna get the links on there. The one thing we have to do first though is put these new ball ends in the link. We're replacing the one that goes in the wire, and the one on the bottom is exactly the same, but this top one, we have to press this out and press the new one in. The best way I've found to do this is with a vise. So I'll show you that now. All right, so now that we have that new end pressed in, the last thing we're gonna wanna do is turn these 90 degrees from each other. So you can see that front one is horizontal and the one in the back is vertical. And that's so that when we screw it in at the top here, the bottom one lines up with the axle. And this is exactly where they go. So this bottom screw is the same one that was there before. And then this top screw comes with the kit. And this is also where you can pick what setting you want. So the further out you are on the bar, the softer the sway bar will be, and the more the truck will sway left and right. So you can set it in all the way to be the stiffest, and out is the softest, and then in the middle is somewhere in between. So I'm gonna set these to be on the furthest out. Okay, and then the last thing is to set the sway bar left and right with those stop collars. And you just want to make sure, obviously, that it's not rubbing on the shocks and that it's centered on the left and the right. So I just look at the truck from the front and get them in approximately the right spacing. And then you'll tighten this collar down with it against the chassis. And then on the other side, it's exactly the same. And now you can see there's no more wiggle. The sway bar only moves up and down the way it should. So this has been a quick video on how to install the new V4 sway bars. And it's a pretty simple upgrade and exactly the same on the front and the back. So once you're done with the front, you just do the same to the rear. And yeah, if you have any issues, you can email us, sales@primalrc.com. And I hope you enjoy your truck.